Good morning, listeners. Through God's strength, guidance, and blessings, this is another live broadcast of Beyond Politics. We are broadcasting on AM 970 WSTX on the beautiful island of St. Croix. As you know, this show is geared to provide information, education, and a positive approach to topics and issues that are current in our community. We discuss with our listeners issues, ideas, and solutions to some of the problems we face. We address the concerns of the community in an open and respectful forum. Guests are invited to provide insight, knowledge, and wisdom in areas that they have experience, training, and education. As proud Virgin Islanders, we seek to uplift, support, guide, listen, follow, and lead all who are interested in a better Virgin Islands.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Beyond Politics, and I'm Carol Burks, sitting in for Senate President Ronald Russell, who is out of the territory at the time, dealing with some track and field issues. With me here this morning is Hugh Clark and Dr. Gemma DeJamco, who are my co-hosts, and we're going to talk about a number of things with regards to, as the intro said on the Senator's Voice, pertaining to the betterment of the Virgin Islands. Hugh, before I go to Hugh, let me just remind folks that our calling numbers are 773-0490 and 773-9951. So please feel free to call in and participate on the discussion today. And we have a number of things to discuss. And I'm going to let Hugh talk about an event that's going to be taking place all week next week.
Good morning to the wonderful people of these Virgin Islands. Starting this Sunday, the Landmark Society is having a week-long celebration of culture and history and family. And we urging everyone to go out, and it's just not for Crucians alone, it's for everybody. You never know what you can find there when you look up your name and stuff like that in some of the seminars that they can have. They have programs for children, free. So from Sunday, it opens up, and hopefully somebody from the Landmark Society will call in later to explain the whole rundown from Sunday to Sunday. Back to Carol.
That'll be great. And Gemma, how are you doing, and what's on your mind?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody. For today's show, please log into www.beyondpoliticsvi.com.
Good. That's the Senator's website.
Yeah, that's the Senator's website.
Thank you. Listen, on the Daily News front page, the first in a long time, I could tell you I'm impressed with the Daily News, because the front page is plastered with a thrilling comeback by the Virgin Islands Little Leaguers last night. And I don't know, I listened to it because I support Little League and I support baseball. But I tell you, to have listened to this, and the thrilling comeback that took place on those youngsters and how it was done. I mean, all the strategies that were played out through the guidance of their coach, Adi Henneman. And Adi, congratulations to you for taking the team where they are right now. They are in they're playing today for the champions against Aruba. How were you feeling, Hugh?
Well,
Did you follow it at all?
I ain't following, but I was following the track and field. And you talking about the comeback here. And we have a runner that gone on to the finals also
really?
in track and
As
field.
well? Okay.
Yes.
Good.
We also have two basketball team in Puerto Rico right now playing too. I don't know how they're doing yet because I haven't got back the phone call, but things are going well.
Okay.
Okay, we got a caller. Let's go to the caller.
Right. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, greetings, Amani.
Greetings, Amani.
I only wanted to break a train of thought, but you said the league in St. Thomas won, you said?
Yes, they didn't win yet. They win last night.
Advance to the final.
Advance to the final. Yeah.
Advance, okay.
They won Curacao to get there.
That's good, man. That's good news.
That's big. Could you believe the Daily News got him on the front page and the back page?
Something might be wrong with the Daily News. but I glad for them, man. Oh gosh, we encouraging them to go as far as they can, man. We want them to win, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad for that. So we talk about that. What's up, either later. But
what's up?
The governor had sent out a press release. I don't know if you heard that.
I think the Avis has it on the front page about the lawsuit.
Yeah, he kind of disappointed in people and, how people could be so. I didn't read the whole thing. I just got a little tidbit of it.
I find it hard to believe that the union membership people who served and protect could possibly be so callous as to want us to dismiss hundreds of fellow workers. That's a quote from him.
But I don't think that's the point of the union, though. The point of the union is, if you're listening, Governor, with all due respect, is that, if you're talking about reducing salaries because of an economic problem, all we saying is come to the table and do it the right way. That's what I think what the unions them saying. They ain't saying nothing else. You can't just mash up collective bargaining and mash up contracts and things like that. Do it the right way. Bring everybody to the negotiating table so that everybody got option to negotiate, one way or the other. Me see how was so hard in that unless you're afraid to negotiate again or renegotiate contracts again.
Well, he is saying, and I guess I guess it's gonna come back to the validity of the survey that we conducted this week, beginning from last Saturday on this same program. The governor is apparently saying there are only two viable options. This is my interpretation.
That's a next sentence.
Right. The 8% or the dismissal of 600 and ultimately 1,400 government employees.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to choose to go to court basically says that they prefer to dismiss.
No.
That's how I read
for the
this.
union then. And now how much that you want to wear, some man? You speaking for the union now? You say you got two viable options. Either the 8 reduction of your check or lay off. People are saying that we think they should have more options, not just them two. We're talking about reducing all these, these, different fringe benefits that the government has.
You've been paying attention to the national news?
With what?
Because we may think that what's happening with the federal government we shouldn't mind that, but we better pay close attention. Obama and the Congress.
Okay, yeah, with the debt reduction.
Yeah. It's the same thing that's being played out, but maybe a little differently. But bottom line is the same thing.
You got the option to raise the debt ceiling.
Absolutely, and reducing the deficit.
All of that option too?
Well, yeah, the issues that are contained in there, we have similar issues in our very budgeting situation.
But I'm asking you, he got the option to raise the debt ceiling. We ain't got an option too?
Well, no.
No.
That's the federal government.
Yeah, I understand that. But then, you
believe in deficit spending then?
I ain't believe in a thing under capitalism, really, and Julian. I don't like capitalism. I just think that we need to look at all options before we look at, just laying off. I say if we got to cut certain things, these excessive trips back and forth, the costing money,
It's a combination. You're saying that you believe in a combination
of things
yeah.
Before we get to the laying off people. That's what I'm saying. And look at all options. Don't just come to me and tell me you ain't want to cut your top salaries, and then you're still hiring, etc., and then your only thing you're saying is lay off. Come on, no man. Open up these EDC contracts again, and under maybe you could use emergency powers to do that.
That's what President Obama is supporting.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
To take the benefits from the rich, all the benefits, the tax breaks. That's what President Obama
is. Of course, he said tax the rich more, Tax the big oil companies more.
Or take what some of the tax cuts
The tax
that they're
breaks,
currently enjoying.
No, we talking. So how come we can adapt that same policy and instead of follow Obama?
Guess what that is? It's called shared sacrifice. And while that terminology is being bandied around, you have to really do it. You have to, demonstrate that you yourself as a leader has tightened your belt.
Right.
And you show, by example, you having those immediate people being under, you do the same thing.
Right.
And what we're seeing here, what I hear folks saying here, is that they ain't seeing it here.
Yes, seeing it from the leadership walking around with an arrogant attitude. Like you can't, and we ain't doing nothing, but you got to take the sacrifice. Even the rich, like we talking about with Obama, with these EDC's company who got $1 million, you ain't doing nothing to them. But you're coming to us, the poor. Once you give us this 8% reduction by violating our contract, and then WAPA going up, our cost of living going to go up because the food prices and everything else going to go up. So, we taking the biggest brunt of the hit. So, come on. That's why we say it shouldn't be just that two options, 8% or layoff. Look at everything as cut other things before you look to lay off the government. No, the next thing again.
But really and truly, one of the issues, because personnel cost is the highest cost for the government, one of the issues that must be dealt with is personnel. So within the context of that, that's where the 8% and the dismissal of workers come in.
When you say deal with cost, then you may reduce cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you
the cost.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. If you go to the bargaining board again and negotiate the right way, maybe you might get it done. Maybe. But look at the other option. Now, the question I keep saying, we keep saying just lay off. What are you going to do with that 1,400 people once you lay them off? What are they going to be walking zombies on the road?
That's how
what are they going to do?
Because they are going to affect the overall economy and the quality of life for all of us.
You don't want to reduce the layoff. You're increasing it all the time, and then you're still talking about the economic problem. The biggest economic drainer is the layoff. Water and power guarantee. So, anyway, I take enough time.
You can call back, okay?
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hugh, you were going to say something?
Excuse me. We got to be careful with unions. We're hearing from one union all the time, or the members from one union all the time, which is AFT. But the unions have to be careful of what they're telling their members, because remember that one time union members followed the union representative, and a lot of them lost their job. Not twice. A lot of them lost their job. So
in the private sector,
but what Brother Q is saying right now, that the best thing to do is sit down to a table and come up with something that everybody could feel satisfied with. Now, some of the you went to some of the hearings with the business, with the Chamber of Commerce.
I went to the two of them.
Okay, they have some good suggestion and some of the reason why the government don't have some of this money that they're supposed to be collecting. Now, I look at the tier system, and if the government go to a 4-day work week, that the tier system will be implemented automatically.